on to help to strengthen communities. We believe and we know that storytelling is something that is universal. It crosses socioeconomic lines, it crosses racial lines, it crosses political lines. There are no barriers to entry with storytelling. We all have stories, even though the first thing probably you will say is, I don't have a story to tell. But the only difference between a story-worthy moment in your life and one that's not story-worthy is the perspective that you bring to it, right? So it's just shifting that perspective. So we believe also that in the sharing of our stories, that we connect to one another and foster compassion, empathy, deeper understanding, and hopefully, as we'll do tonight, hopefully some inspiration towards action. So, an MFA program, Storytelling Collective, and 6 food activists walk into a bar. There is no punchline. This is the punchline. It sounds like a joke, but this is actually what's happening today. And at first sort of glance, those 3 ingredients might seem like a really odd trio to be together, but actually, they blend pretty well together. And I'm going to tell you why. Ready? So one of the things that we think is really awesome about Manhattanville and why we love to collaborate with Manhattanville, and Lori specifically, and Lori's vision for the MFA program, is that she's not just interested in growing great writers in a little bubble. She's interested in growing great humans in the world. She and her program realized that what we put our creative energy into as individuals, whatever the medium is, whether it's writing or cooking or gardening or parenting, it doesn't exist in a bubble, right? It's all inspired by and impacted by what's around us. And we as humans, in turn, have a certain responsibility to the world that's around us, to keep our eyes open and alert, not only for inspiration, but where we might see inequality and injustice, and use our work to hopefully help shift that, right? So tonight we use the power of story to introduce you to 6 individuals who are weaving their creative energy into the larger narrative of food justice. From growing to harvesting, to cooking, to repurposing, our storytellers tonight represent a broad spectrum of food activists making a difference in their communities. It's our hope that in listening to their stories, you might be educated, entertained, and maybe even inspired to action by what you hear. Because Will and I always say that storytelling is actually a dialogue. We listen, we bear witness, and we grow closer to one another by identifying the personal experiences we hear in stories to the personal chapters that are in our own lives. So the last thing I want to say before I have the honor of introducing you to our first storyteller is that you might notice something as we move through the slideshows tonight that we've prepared in introduction to all the storytellers, and that is the presence of lots of kids. As parents themselves, each of our storytellers has been inspired not only by their own children in their work, but also by a commitment to educating and empowering kids in their own respective communities around issues of food and social justice. These storytellers tonight are truly walking the walk in helping ensure for every single person in this room and for every person who's out there that doesn't even realize what's happening in this room, right? That our natural resources, our food, our environment, are truly sustainable for years to come by teaching and inspiring another generation of eco-justice warriors. So that deserves some applause, I think, right there. So I want to thank you all so much. We want to thank you all so much for being here tonight to hold space for the stories that you're going to hear. And for being a part of this really awesome story that we're creating tonight. So thank you guys. And it is my pleasure to introduce our first storyteller tonight. Do you want to talk a little bit about how we met Sean?
So our first storyteller, Sean, actually met him at a teaching farm in Bridgeport, and they hold a farmer's market on Saturdays, and I stumbled upon Sean and his boys, Michael and Nick, and I was just taken by them. We held a little storytelling workshop there, and Michael rolled up to our table and just took over. And how old's Michael?
9 years.
He's 9 years old. So we had a bunch of adults hanging out around the table trying to learn about storytelling. Michael walks up and just tears everything down. He just took over. He was just amazing. And I was like, whose parents raised this boy? And then I met Sean. I was like, oh, okay, this guy. And Sean is really he's a remarkable guy, and his kids are wonderful children. And Sean's doing some really amazing work, changing the face of farming and agriculture in Bridgeport. And do you want to take over from here? Sean, you're awesome, man, and you're gonna kill it.
So Sean Joseph is our first storyteller. Sean, along with his partner, let's see, I gotta coordinate a PowerPoint. Wait. Mic, thing, and PowerPoint. Hang on a second. Let's do this. Okay. Here we go. So, okay. It's hang on a second. There we go. There's Sean. So Sean, along with his partner Richard Myers, is co-owner of Park City Harvest based in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Sean started his gardening journey at the young age of 7, developing his love and passion for all things plants very early. Over the years, he sharpened his skills. I think I'm just in front of the... Okay, we'll get this ready for the next one. We'll be on point for the next one. Will, can you do the next slide, please? Over the years, he sharpened his skills growing a variety of plants in many different ways and learning how they interact with each other and the surrounding environment. His curiosity of plant propagation led him to pursue and attain his degree in horticulture at Naugatuck Valley Community College. As a horticulturist, business owner, and community builder, Sean spends his days farming and volunteering his time to help others learn the ways of organic gardening and providing healthy options, all while gaining patience and appreciation for the natural world we live in. And let us not forget 3 of Sean's biggest inspirations, his sons Sean, 12, Michael, 9, and Nicholas, who's 6. So please join me in welcoming Sean Joseph from Park City Harvest.
Thank you for the introduction, all the nice words and everything. Can you guys hear me? Sounds weird. Like this? Yeah, appreciate it. I'm not used to doing this. Like they said, I started doing this 7 years old. I used to live in Bridgeport. Started off growing up on the east end of Bridgeport. Not too much grass or yards or anything like that in that area still to this day, but from there we moved to the Upper East Side, ended up with a front yard, things like that. So my grandmother and the rest of my family, as long as myself, we are all from Haiti. So she came from countryside background, agricultural background, always having access to fresh water, food, anything you needed, it either grew outside or you raised it outside, something to that effect. So it was a little unnatural and a little not like being home living in Bridgeport. So when we finally got a yard, she wanted a garden. So of course, at that age, 7, 9 years old, why wouldn't she employ me to do all of the hard labor? So, myself and a neighbor friend of mine, we turned over the garden, planted a few seeds to grow some tomatoes and peppers, things like that. But for me, she planted a seed within me that, to this day, God rest her soul, it lasted for a lifetime. So, just growing up in Bridgeport, the area that we come from, different things in life happen, different interests come about. But no matter what, whether I told my friends about it or I kept it to myself, I always had, that hobby and that passion, that love for any type of plant, any type of flower. It didn't matter how dainty it was or how many thorns it had, what color it was, what it smelled like, if it grew, if it had a seed to it. I always loved it, always found a way back to it, always found my way dealing with it. Once I went to high school, I decided to go to the Marine Corps. Felt that it was the best route to take. I didn't have any real drive or any real passion as far as the traditional educational route at the time. And although I didn't know what I wanted to do, it didn't make sense to me to go to school, especially since I didn't know what I wanted to do at that time in my life. I don't think anybody does at that age, but I knew one thing was I didn't want any type of student loan or student debt or anything like that, my name or anybody else's name. So I went to the military, served my time, came home, started a family, things of that nature, and then that's when everything else started to come back to me. Everything from my childhood, everything that I was raised with, everything that I was taught, eating home-cooked meals at home, fresh produce in the house at all times, even having your own space, whether it's a 3x3 area or an acre, half an acre, whatever it may be, just being able to have that control over something, some type of decision in your life. So many things are taken out of our hands, that's something we can take back for ourselves and be able to do, to take pride and to know that I started this entire plant and this whole basket of whatever it may be, we did that from one tiny seed on our own. So that really meant something to me, especially with having, 3 boys. And it meant a lot to me as a black man to be able to show them that we can do that. That, it's possible that you can take care of yourself, that you don't necessarily need anybody or anything for that. And that's where my journey started for Park City Harvest. I had no clue of how to get involved in this or to do this, and be able to sustain, whether it be a career or a lifestyle or how I was going to pay a bill, but I had faith in it. I felt that nothing and nobody on this planet could stop me but God. I still feel that way to this day. And I try to figure it out. So I found schooling. I felt that was important because I always wanted to, grow in as many different ways as possible. Living in Connecticut, inside is your best luck, if you're going for this to make a living. So I went and I got an education for it, and that's where I ran into my business partner, Richard. He just happened to be outside the school one day. I had no clue who he was, vice versa. He had no clue who I was. We started talking, and the school we went to is actually in Waterbury, Connecticut, so it's 30 minutes away from where we actually stay. I was blessed enough to be driving at the time. He wasn't, so he would catch, 2 buses, a train, and another 2 buses just to get to school. It'd take him almost 2.5, almost 3 hours to get somewhere that's 30 minutes away. So, if anybody knows any type of solutions for that type of transportation, I'm just saying. But so we started talking, and then we ended up figuring out that we're both from Bridgeport. We were both there for the horticulture program, and it just also so turned out to be we were always, by all the other students and even faculty, confused for one another because, we happen to be the only 2 black people in the whole program. And what's sad about that is we look nothing alike. So that next semester, we also coincidentally had a lot of the same classes together, and everything just clicked, and it was just magic. And one day we were sitting down in class, our teacher started breaking down, certain science of some plants and things like that, and I looked at him and I still look over to him at this day like, I told you so. Like, I know what I'm talking about. We can do this. And within a week, we started Park City Harvest, and we've just been running ever since. We literally started with nothing. We were using maybe a 2-foot section of the table at the greenhouse in the school, and then just this year we signed a lease on a 1-acre piece of land, and we just, like I said, we've just been grinding and we've just been going ever since. We never really thought we were doing anything as far as, a whole food justice or anything else like that. Our main mission behind just doing what we love to do, and like I said, getting paid for what you love to do, is really just to show people our age, and especially people that are younger. Like I said, I have 3 boys, and they get sick and tired of, coming out to the different fields and plots and farms and everything like that with me, but they also love it at the same time. They each take to it in their own way. One is able to organize everything, one, can be just straight up the muscle and lift anything and everything in the world, and another one is extremely creative and can mix and match different plants and flavors and can pinpoint everything to a T. I think Chef Raquel is one of his favorite people right now. So, but yeah, so we just went into everything with the fact that knowing that it was important for us to show everybody, especially where we come from, that you can do something outside of the norm, still, make a living from it, still be able to survive from it, still be, more importantly, give back to your community with it, take care of yourself with it, and you can still be yourself. We look just like them, we dress just like everybody, talk just like everybody, and we're easily relatable to them. A lot of people, they come to us, some people have come to us, who were suffering from drug addictions, who said some of our, peppers and things like that have helped them, or they use them to, whenever they're in need of a fix of something or anything like that. It's been amazing the different type of people that we've come across, and different, a lot of the stories that we hear. A lot of people from our generation, even older than us, have told us how, we inspire them to get back into gardening, or how we remind them so much of, how things used to be and everything like that. So it's just, I don't know what else to say. I mean, nobody else wants to talk, we keep going.
Thank you, Sean. All right, let me get this next guy up. All right, so we got almost a minute before Okay. All right, let's see if did you pick who you think this will work? All right, thank you, Sean. Thanks for sharing, that was awesome. I'll give you a nod. What'd you say? All right, so our next storyteller is Linda. Are you ready? You guys are just welcome. Linda Taryn Reed is an author, freelance journalist, and photographer. She is also the president of the Taryn Reed Group, a Westchester-based company that provides cultural programming as well as literary and editorial services to schools, corporations, and community organizations. She also conducts workshops for grades 2 through 12 on themes in her book, Discovering Black America, and is the vice president of the New Rochelle Council on the Arts, curator of the NRCA Rotunda Gallery at New Rochelle City Hall, and executive director of the Lincoln Park Conservancy and Grow Lincoln Park Community Garden in New Rochelle. The mission of the community garden is to provide a sustainable, organic, and environmental learning center that teaches organic gardening, nutritious eating habits, healthy lifestyle choices, and eco-living. The Garden and Learning Center provide opportunities to educate members of the community, enabling multi-generations to connect with nature, learn about the environment, grow, harvest, and eat organically grown vegetables, and participate in outdoor activities. The goal of Grow Lincoln Park Community Garden is to improve the quality of life of its gardeners and the community at large through understanding the connection between healthy living and a healthy environment. So please join me in welcoming, let's keep going until there she is, Linda Tarrytown.
Oh my goodness. How's everybody? Okay, I'm nervous. And when I'm nervous, what happens, honey? Eventually it smooths out. So bear with me. Oh, thank you. Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Thank you very much for that introduction, Karen.
You're welcome.
How did I start my journey with sustainability and the kids? And it really is about the kids. I'm a writer. The book that I wrote is called Discovering Black America. It's the history of America from from the age of exploration to the 21st century. So we go from pre-Columbian history to Barack Obama. And I was so excited because Barack, in 2000, he was running for president, the first African-American president. Well, he wasn't president yet. But I said to my editor, he's going to win. We've got to put him in. If we don't have him in this book is going to be obsolete when it's published. So, he allowed me to write this section, Barack won. The book was published, and it's still going. The book was published in 2012, and people are still interested in the topics and the subject matter. And the interesting thing about writing the history, I wanted it to be accessible to children. And it is. And it is. So this journey led me to work with the school district in the city of New Rochelle because they were doing a 50-year commemoration of the Lincoln School desegregation case. Many of you may or may not know the Lincoln School desegregation case in New Rochelle. This was the first desegregation case filed in a northern city after Brown versus the Board of Education Supreme Court decision of 1954. What was going on is Lincoln Elementary School had become 95% African American. That was illegal for a public school in the after 1954 to be predominantly African American. So the parents of Lincoln School took the school district to court to desegregate the school. The school lost the case. They were told to come up with a desegregation plan. They did not. They tried to go to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said, been there, done that, got the decision. Brown versus the Board of Education. So, the City of New Rochelle School District, the Board of Education, tore Lincoln School down and then bused all of the kids, the black kids, to schools throughout New Rochelle. And to this day, those children are labeled the Lincoln Elementary School kids, which is code for black. So, we've got a lot of work to do. Our garden is situated on the campus of the former Lincoln Elementary School. And our job, my job, was to connect that history with sustainability. Because history is sustainable, right? And it's these lovely ladies here who are grow gardeners here to support. What we've done is we created this 10,000 square foot garden in a municipal park, which is not an easy thing to do because you have to deal with the city government. And for whatever reason, they've been very nice to us. We had to get an authorizing resolution. We had to, figure out where we were going to put this 10,000 square foot garden. We had to get them to work with us to help us build it out, clear the land, help us build the raised beds. Because one of the things we did, or I decided, is I wanted to go around to see what the different community gardens look like, because I had never done it before. And so I went to the West Side Community Garden on 80-something Street in Manhattan, which is lovely. I went to Ward Acres, which is in the northern part of New Rochelle, which is on this natural acreage, which is a totally different, and they plant into the ground. So we went all over looking to see what our design was going to look like. So we settled with, first we had 5,000 square feet. So we had 30 raised beds. We made them of pine as opposed to cedar because pine was cheaper. Then we started recruiting our gardeners. Our gardeners come from all over New Rochelle. And now, today, our gardeners come from other places also. We have gardeners from Brooklyn, Larchmont, Yonkers, Scarsdale, New Rochelle. And our gardeners represent the global community. Their ancestors are Korean, Mexican. We had families who were from Romania, Serbia, Haiti, Africa, and the neighborhood. So we have built up our program to include this amazing educational component for children. So we just built out some children's beds so that they have their own mini gardens. We teach them about sustainability. We teach them about healthy eating. We teach them about pesticide-free growing. We teach them about food insecurity. And we ask them, where do your vegetables come from? And they say, the supermarket. And we said, yes, but where are they grown? Many of them know. They know that it's South America. They know it's Florida. They know it's California. They know it's wherever. And then we talk about what happens with the transporting of these vegetables. How do they get to your supermarket and still look like they're fresh? They actually understand that. They said they use chemicals. And what we talk about, what does that do to you once you eat that vegetable that has that chemical on it and it goes into your system? How does that impact on your health? That causes them pause. So, what I love about what we're doing at Grow Lincoln Park, not only are we talking about the history of the campus, because there's a permanent exhibit of the Lincoln School desegregation case at our local church. So the kids walk from the garden about 2 blocks to St. Catherine Amy Zion Church, where there's a permanent exhibit of the Lincoln School desegregation case. And when they get in that exhibit, they start reading about all of the elementary schools that they're familiar with, and they look at the totals, the statistics of how many black students were in those schools in 1958. And they find Lincoln School was 95% African American. Ward School had 1 kid. Maybe not Ward, because Ward wasn't built then. Roseville had 1 kid or 2 kids. And that amazes them because New Rochelle is such a diverse community. And as you know, we're building all of these huge buildings. We're going to have so many more people. So we have a lot of an education to do. And what I love about the community garden is that we're teaching people, young people in particular, how to grow their own food. Just as Sean said, once you teach young people how to take care of themselves and that they don't have to rely on a supermarket or McDonald's, and that they can put a seed in the ground, water it, nurture it, watch it grow, and then harvest it and cook it and taste it. It's an incredible experience for them. So that's our mission at Grow Lincoln Park Community Garden, is to teach all ages, because we have a wonderful relationship with Iona College. The business students this year, one of the professors, Professor Sanner, asked me, what do you need us to do this year? And I said, well, Brett, we need money. And he said, okay, well, my business students can do a GoFundMe campaign for you guys. So that's what they did. So these students, I worked with them, I helped them select the photos, we wrote the copy, and they launched the GoFundMe campaign, which is amazing because this is something that we have wanted to do for a long time, but we really didn't know how to do it. So we have these young 18-year-old kids from all over, really, New York, because a lot of the kids from Iona's college, they're local, and they were so excited about this assignment. So those are the types of collaborations that we really cherish with our community. And as I said, the other thing that we're getting ready to do is we're creating the Lincoln Park Conservancy History and Culture Center. And that's actually what the GoFundMe page is for. And we're doing that to preserve the history of the Lincoln Avenue corridor where the community garden is. That was a historically black community. I lived 2 blocks from it. My dad had a community store that I had to walk from high school and work in the store every day, which wasn't pleasant, but it paid for college. So we were happy about that. But that community has been decimated because of urban renewal, because of the Interstate 95 that came through, and and they tore down Lincoln School, which was a pivotal institution in the community. Then all of the black businesses, left. So we're trying to, help people understand what that history was like, and we want to be able to document the stories of the people who are still around. So we're not just the community garden, but we are about sustainability.
Difficulties here, but thank you so far. We good?
Thank you, Linda. All right. Let's see. Okay, up next, David. There he is. David Juros. So, David's path to the food justice world was a bit circuitous. It took him through the halls of American Express and 2 national brand marketing companies where he managed relationships with large retailers, supermarket chains, financial service companies, and institutional food service companies. But it was David's son, Devin, who grader. Oh, you're going fast. Hang on. There we go. Stop. Wait. Stop. Oh gosh. Clearly, PowerPoint is not the... Okay, stop. Don't touch that. No, I'm gonna do it. You're not doing it. That's why I moved it. Thank you, Bill. Okay, David's son Devin, who was a 7th grader in 2013, inspired him to create a nonprofit organization called the Pleasantville Community Garden, which in the past 5 years has grown, gathered, and donated over 74,000 pounds. Yes! To area food sharing organizations in Westchester County, New York. The work David has done with Devin, creating their organization, inspired David to change careers and to the food justice nonprofit world so we can have a deeper and wider impact providing access to nutritional food for all. In May of 2017, David joined Wholesome Wave, the leading national organization working to increase affordable access to fruits and vegetables for people who struggle with hunger. And David is responsible for the expansion of affordable, healthy food access programs in Connecticut, New York City, Texas, Florida, and Washington, D.C. He also launched the Wholesome Wave Rewards Card in 2018 as an innovation for delivering nutrition incentives to low-income populations. David is on the Westchester County Climate Change Task Force representing food issues, and he lives in Pleasantville, New York, with his wife, Margot, and his college-age children, Owen and Devin. So please help me in welcoming David to our stage.
Well, thank you. That's a really nice welcome. Thank you for that. I'm really excited to be here. And I'm going to tell you my unlikely entry into the food justice world. It was not the path that I had planned on, but the path found me. So just to take it back a little further, when I grew up in Connecticut, very middle class upbringing. My mom always thought it was really important for us to understand what we had and understand how to give back to the world that we live in. So as a kid, I would say a snotty preteen, my mom convinced my sister and I to work with Special Olympics in our town. We also did some work with some food programs in New Haven, Connecticut, and that kind of started me on the path. Went to college. After college, my girlfriend and I ended up in New York City, who is now my wife, and we did some work with a couple of food programs in New York City. We eventually moved out to the suburbs, as everyone does seems to do, and had kids. But and again, Margot and I wanted to instill this in our kids too. So we started to do some work through our church with the Midnight Run organization, as well as some feeding programs in Ossining and other areas, and wanted to really instill that in my children as well. It's really important. So 2011, 2012, our son Devin, who at the time was 11, kind of changed all that. And came home from school one day, and he said, I heard in school today that Westchester County has 20% food insecurity rate. He said, that's wrong, and we're going to do something. I was like, okay, no problem. So as a good father, I patted him on the head, and I said, sure, why don't you write down some notes on what you want to do, and when you're done, bring it to me and we'll talk about it, assuming that would be the last I heard of it, but not this kid. So Devin came back to me with pages of notes. We call it his mad scientist, because it's these little columns of how much it's going to cost to make a garden, and who it's going to help, and what it's going to do for the community, and everything. And I said, he came to me with it finally, and he said, okay, here's the plan. And I said, holy God, can you make this into a PowerPoint? Because, he's 11 and he just do those things. So that kind of set us on a journey. And Devin has always been a smart kid. Margot and I always tried to come up with different ways to enrich. School is part of the journey, but we wanted to do more. And this seemed like a really great thing to be able to do with him for him. So we started down the road, and we just started to whittle away at it. I'm just a guy. I'm a guy in a marketing job. I don't know how to build gardens. I'm not a freaking farmer. I'm like, okay, but we called on friends, and we got people to help us and figure out what to do and how to do it. And in 2014, June of 2014, with $11,000 that Devin raised with help, with about 100 people from our community, we built the Pleasantville Community Garden. And it was an amazing experience to all of a sudden, the night before, my wife said to me, how many people are coming tomorrow? And I said, I hope enough to do what we have to do. But the community coming together for this kid, for this 11-year-old kid and 12-year-old kid who thought this was so important was really inspiring. So we started growing. One really amazing thing that happened in July of that year, we had our first harvest. We had like 70 pounds of food all of a sudden. And we had decided to work with an organization called Hillside Food Outreach. And we called them up and said, we finally have food, we're ready, we're coming, we're bringing it over. And we dropped it off and we were all proud of ourselves. But that night, the executive director of the organization called us and she said, I just want you to know, after you dropped off that food, a mom with 5 kids called me. And they had no food in their house. Your food went immediately out of the refrigerator to her house to help her family. And I sat down and I said, wow. I said, this is operating in first delivery that aha, like, oh my God, we're really doing this. So it progressed that year. We ended up donating about 1,500 pounds of food. The next year, I started using my business experience and started expanding. And we started collecting at the farmer's market. And the farmers immediately all said, absolutely, that's great. We started doing little events and things like that. And we started growing in the school gardens that were not being used in the summer. So year 1, 1,500 pounds. Year 2, 11,000 pounds. Really? Like, what do we do now? This is crazy. So it really started to take off. We got a lot of people involved, and we really started creating an organization around it. Around that time, maybe 15, 16, I finally had the realization of what we were doing. And it really struck me. I was so passionate about this thing that Devin and I created. And all of a sudden, I was like, why can't I do this for the other parts of my life? I didn't hate my job. I thought it was fine, but I didn't have as much passion for it. And all of a sudden, I realized I could do this. I could do this for my job as well. I have a lot of skills. I've made a lot of contacts, and I did it. So it took me about 9 months, and I have a very forgiving wife who allowed me to go on this journey. But ended up at Wholesome Wave. And Wholesome Wave is an amazing organization because even though we're large and we work across the country, we're still working on the ground with partner organizations and seeing the impact of what we do with the people that get the help we do. So the organization is about nutrition incentives, so fruits and vegetable incentives that people in low income can use to shop at their grocery stores, at their farmers markets, and be able to add those important fruits and vegetables to their diet. It's expensive. And I had a really great experience. So I as was mentioned, I launched our card product. We launched a MasterCard branded card in New York City to test the ability to deliver these incentives to people in a much easier way than vouchers and tokens and things like that. And I went to a couple of, we were working with City Harvest as our partner agency. And I went to a couple of the registration events, and at one event I sat down and a woman sat next to me and she said, I'm really glad that you're doing this program. And I said, that's great, I'm glad. And she said, I want to tell you why. And I said, I appreciate it, thank you. And she said, I've never once in my life needed to get help. But all of a sudden I work for a retailer, I hurt my back on the job, and now I'm on disability. And I only get a portion of my salary, so I've had to go on SNAP, on the food stamp program, which I never ever thought I would do. And she said, you know what the reality is of SNAP? she said, you can't afford all the things you need. She said, I cook for my family. She said, but by the time you buy flour and eggs and cornmeal and milk and butter and all that stuff, there's not enough food left to buy anything else. And she said, my husband just got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, so I know I need to feed him fruits and vegetables. And this program is going to help me do that. And I said, I'm really glad we can do that. And I registered her. We had to, fill out some online stuff. And at the end, she shook my hand. She said, thank you. She said, I really appreciate that. And I'm excited for this program. And she said, can I give you a hug? And I said, absolutely. I said, thank you. And she gave me a big hug, and she went on her way. So with Wholesome Wave, it's been an amazing experience. I'm helping people all across the U.S. with these programs, being able to add fruits and vegetables into their diet. Some people tell me it's a luxury item. That sucks. For it to be a luxury item, it's just fruits and vegetables, for God's sakes. It's wrong. So to be able to bring that to people and be able to give people the food they need to be healthy, to be successful, and to make their life as good as it can be is amazing. So after this, so that's my unlikely journey. But the impact of what I've been doing is amazing, and being able to see, I hear stories from the organizations that the Pleasantville Community Garden gives food to. A woman cried when I gave her tomatoes because it reminded her of her grandmother's garden. People are so thankful that we're giving them asparagus because they haven't had it in 5 years or 10 years. People are hugging me at these events and thanking me. And the impact it's also had, though, has been for me and my family and for Devin as well. So when you think about impact with these programs, it's not just the people you're helping, the communities you're helping, the people that you're